A year ago, I was doing exactly like everyone. I was vibe coding. I was asking my AI assistants to build whatever microservices, pushing it, deploying it, debugging it, but I was not convinced on the quality and the actual workflow that I had. So let me share you how I rebuilt the entire workflow from the ground up using 3 open source pieces, 1 method, 1 specialist agents, 1 UI to watch them all work together. I've been running it on every single project since, and today I want to walk through exactly how I got there. 5 steps in order so you can copy the parts that are useful for you and skip the parts that doesn't make sense for you. All right, so let's go. Welcome back to the Is It Observable YouTube channel. Today's episode is going to be a bit special. This one is a bit more personal, less framework deep dive than and bring my honest tour through what I actually worked for me. So it will be my journey in the actual AI world, and I'm pretty much excited to share it with you guys. So what are we going to cover? A couple of things. What was wrong using the normal vibe coding approach? Then I will present a method that changed everything for me. It's called BMAD. So if you've been hearing at it, you will love it. And if you never, I guess you understand the value. I will then explain how I improved BMAD to get proper agents doing observability, because this was a big lack. Then I'll explain how I wanted to automate the process using OpenClaw, but you will see that it was far from being perfect. And last, I will share the current workflow using Paperclip with a fresh new crew, the BMAD crew. All right, a lot of things to cover, so let's go. I will start with the failure. So let me explain this journey. About a year ago, I started to build a small side project. I mean, nothing special, to be honest. A scheduler, a couple of queues, a couple of microservices, a RAG, an LLM, couple of things behind the scenes. So I was using Cursor at that time. I was vibe coding. So you send 20 messages in the code. It was working. Then you start continuing the prompts, and suddenly things start to struggle. Why? The AI had just lost track of everything. I mean, you probably know that. I mean, you know, when you tell the agent to refactor, let's say, the card service, and then 3 messages later, it has also refactored the authentication service that you never asked it for. The AI did not get worse. The problem was the context. It ran out of context, and when you're running out of context, it's just a mess. For me, that was the actual wall. Vibe coding works great until your project gets big enough that one prompt cannot hold the entire picture of your project. When that moment happened, you start producing code that looks kind of okay, but it's behaving very badly. Lots of problems, lots of debugging. Then there's a second problem related to this channel, observability, is when you're asking an AI to instrument or produce metrics or logs, anything related to observability, well, what comes out is often using very old API, old SDKs. It produces spans that are with attributes that is not respecting the semantic conventions. It has sometimes metrics with very high cardinality. The collector pipelines has the processor, but usually not on the right order. At the end, the code compiles, ran, but the telemetry it produces is kind of useless. You have to retouch them again. So I had at the end 2 problems. So the first problem is vibe coding alone cannot hold the real project in its head. We need to figure out a way of managing it in a distributed way. The second piece is OpenTelemetry knowledge in the model is not perfect. So we have to resolve this. So I need first a structure. I needed a methodology where I can plan my work. I can keep the context in relation with the progress that we've made. I needed also a real observability brain inside of the agent. So I've been searching, and at one point I found one method at resolving one part of my problem. It was called BMAD. So the idea is pretty simple. Software is not built by one person. It is built by a team of specialists. And in case of BMAD, you have Bob, the Scrum Master, that breaks the work into stories. We have John, the product manager that owns the why. We have Winston, the architect that makes the design decisions over the applications. We have Amelia, the developer that writes codes. We have Murat, the test architect that designs the test strategy. BMAD gives you the keys. 7 agents, each with a defined role, a clear workflow, and a clean handoff to the next ones. The method has a specific folder where each agent will write their summary, their actions, their conclusions. So instead of a one giant prompt with a lot of context, you get a chain of focused conversation. Each one finish their work, hands up a clean artifact to the next agent. And on the project, it moves forward without context issues, without problems. Everything is smooth and works perfect. Let me show you what that looks in practice. I am pointing the BMAD crew at the Google Hipster Shop. 11 services, 4 languages, gRPC, no OpenTelemetry instrumentations. Open it and fire up Bob, the first agent. I will give Bob one prompt. We need to make this application fully observable. Bob makes the research, will generate epics and stories. Each story has acceptance criteria. Each one is sized. John picks up. He frames the why. Why does observability matter for this app? Who is the user? What does the success look like? Why are we doing this? Winston writes the design, so constraints, target, environment, non-functional requirements, all the technical aspects. Should we use a collector? Should we send the spans directly to the endpoint? So they are trying to make these things. You see what just happened? In 2 minutes, I went from a one fuzzy prompt to a real engineering plan with separations, hands off, and a paper trail. That is what was missing from my vibe coding experience. But here is still one problem. Look at Winston's design. He calls OpenTelemetry instrumentations and an OTel collector. That's right. It's a good answer. It's the right level. But who on the team actually knows how to design OTel collectors pipeline? So nobody in the BMAD crew, the default one at least, has no observability skills, no observability specialist. So it didn't resolve at the end. It resolved one part of the problem. BMAD is like structuring things and planning things. That's perfect. But the observability pieces was missing. So what I've decided is maybe I can add that extra agents in the BMAD flow so we can have that in top of BMAD. I decided to build this BMAD Observability Agent. It is a BMAD persona that behaves like a senior observability engineer sitting next to you in your IDE that can configure collectors, that can do a lot of things. The first piece, what it does, it scores your projects. It pointed out to any repo and scans every service, every Helm charts, every collector config, and gives you an observability maturity score between 0 to 100 with a roadmap. So prioritized, and then how you can get better. So I run it against the Hipster Shop right out of the gates to figure out how can we do the improvements on the observability side. For example, we get a bad score. That is what the Hipster Shop ships by default. It is not a criticism on the demo. It is the baseline. Almost every product starts from very low scoring, and then you can improve it. So part 2, design your collector pipeline. This is a painful part of OpenTelemetry, and this is where most teams ship something dangerous or is doing something wrong on the processor side, and he will resolve this aspect. Collector configuration for me was more about reusing pieces that have been built here and there, but sometimes when you're dealing with OTel, it can take a lot of time. And here, in a few seconds, you got your collector built in with the right OTel instructions. So that is a clear value. 3 aspects. It validates your semantic conventions. It plugs OpenTelemetry Weaver. When my custom attributes drift from the specs, is actually telling me that it's not respecting. 4, and this is the BMAD part, it does the hands-off. When the observability engineer is done, it produces structured artifacts, epics for Bob, instrumentation specs for Amelia, the developer, SLO contracts with assertions for Murat for testing. So now BMAD has the observability brain, and the brain knows how to delegate tasks across various teams. So my 2 problems were actually resolved. So the agent context was managed by BMAD, and there was actually methods and everything was being structured. So BMAD resolving that area. Missing piece was the observability, so I added the BMAD engineer or the BMAD agent in the BMAD methodology, and that resolved the things. But I had a new problem, and this is the problem that pushed me into the 3rd pillar. I was sick of basically keeping track on everything. I wanted to have better delegation of the flow. I was using BMAD, and I had the observability agents, but suddenly I wanted to have control on how I can drive the coding sessions even if I'm doing something else. I discovered OpenClaw, I installed it on a separate VM, and then I said, okay, so what about having OpenClaw driving BMAD? So I build this BMAD orchestrator, so you have the repo here, and the purpose is OpenClaw will basically have the BMAD skills, get the right details, and then he will start delegating the tasks to the BMAD crew. And that was great. So at the end, I had OpenClaw driving BMAD coding sessions in the background. Agents picking up stories, writing codes, running tests, all automatically. And honestly, I've been skiing while they were coding. That was amazing. It was working. The code was getting written, the tests were passing, and I was miserable. And why? I had no clue what was going on. So I had to continuously ask OpenClaw to give status. And at the end, I was just spreading tokens. So I needed the board. I need the same thing every real engineering teams use, a Kanban, a place to see who is doing what is in progress, what is blocked, what is done, and I needed to update as agents work, not after they finished, but I wanted to keep track on everything. So I tried several things. I tried GitHub projects with skills. I tried Jira with skills. Everything works, but it expects a human to manually drag a card across columns, which is exactly the work I did not want to do. And then after several research, I found this project called Paperclip. Paperclip is a project board that speaks AI agent natively. The agents are first-class actors. They check their tickets, they do the work, they leave comments, they reassign to other agents, they escalate, the board updates as they go. Paperclip brings you an organizations, so you have the CEO, the CTO, and they have predefined skills to manage the ticket flow. That's the purpose of Paperclip. But I didn't want to create like a persona architect or product manager and everything because they will be completely disconnected. So I decided to build a Paperclip BMAD crew. It is a paper skills that drives BMAD coding sessions through the actual team. When I assign a task, a coding task using the BMAD methodology, he will first involve the brainstormer to get the fresh idea, involve the product manager to create the product and the epics and the stories, and then he will assign it to the architect that will do the design. It basically followed the actual BMAD methodology, but in Paperclip. And everything, the beauty of this, is tracked within Paperclip's tickets and comments in the tickets. I wanted to get some observability. I didn't want to be stuck in the Paperclip UI to figure out the issues, the token consumptions and anything related to Paperclip. I wanted to have this visibility out of the box and also measure the actual cost, because my concern was that do I consume more tokens than if I were using just cloud code. So then this is where I decided to build an observability plugin for Paperclip. So it hooks into Paperclip's runtimes and emits OpenTelemetry signals for everything, every heartbeat, run, every issue, every database calls, LLM, everything is keep tracked and produce spans, metrics, and traces. The way I've designed it, I didn't want to instrument the core engine of Paperclip. I wanted to figure out the issue management. So you have an issue ticket, And then every updates on the tickets is going to be a subspans. Every task from an agent is going to be also a span. Every LLM interaction that he will do with the LLM will be tracked also as a spans. So I can figure out the token consumptions and the actual time to resolve one actual ticket. Out of this, I asked the team to build the right dashboard for that. So every tile here in Dynatrace has been built by the team. So we have one tile that showed me the agent activity, the timeline, which agent is busy right now, what are the tickets they're working on. Then I looked at the tile number 2, we can see the heartbeat run, so the latency per agents, and then also the LM tokens consumptions. So very important from a budget perspective to see if there's anything burning for nothing, we can optimize things. That's it for today's episode related to my actual journey into the AI world and the different workflow and toolings that I'm using. So I would say if I have to summarize it in a few steps, first I hit the context wall of vibe coding. If you run out of the context, it's a mess. BMAD is basically resolving that aspect. AI is great for coding, but for instrumentation and building collector pipeline is not perfect. So that's why I've decided to build this extra BMAD engineer into the BMAD crew. Then to automate things, I introduced OpenClaw. So OpenClaw has a specific process to drive a separate machine that has BMAD with Cloud Code. It works pretty well for a certain time, but I was missing the way of visualizing how things were progressing. So that's why I started use Paperclip, and then Paperclip, I need to basically retake the BMAD methodology, but I included in Paperclip all the skills and all the agents, so then they can do the similar work, but in Paperclip, so I can see the tickets, the comments, and everything. So at the end, this is not the ideal path, this is my path and how I'm dealing with this. I think you could probably get value from different things that I've presented here. There's no golden path again. There's probably other methods and other tools that serve what I'm presented here, but I think what is important is to at least have a view of what's going on from the agent perspective. I think it's very important. So you can also control, make a comment, and also the observability aspects, don't forget it. This is consuming your subscriptions or API tokens or whatever. So having an eye on what's going on and how much token they are using and what are the skills they should improve. I think this is really, really important. So don't forget to make sure that the solution that you're choosing is actually have observability in place to improve your agents. So if you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. So see you soon for another episode.